Khizer. Khizer. Khizer is a character in the Quran who is mentioned in connection with Moses. And some people say it is just a story, an allegory, and not real. The others say, no, there actually was a person named Khizer. And the thing was that Moses wanted things to be very clear. He was a very formalistic kind of a guy, which is the reason Muslims say why God teamed him with his brother Aaron, who was more of a relationships guy. You know, so if you remember, Moses goes up Mount Sinai to get the guidance and ends up spending 10 more days. And he leaves Aaron in charge. And in the meantime, you know, the Israelites start doing stuff that they had learned from the Egyptians, right? I mean, what did the Egyptians worship? Cows, okay? So they start doing the calf things. You know, Moses is gone and then, look, this is what Egyptians, all successful people do this. That was their experience. And Moses comes down, and according to the Quranic story, holds Aaron from his beard with one hand and the hair in the other and starts shaking. You know, why did you let them do this? And the Quran, telling the story, says, Aaron says, I thought if I push them too hard, they will get divided among themselves, and you would be upset with me because I divided them. So here is, you know, Moses saying they didn't do what I asked them to do in a formalistic way, and Aaron was seeing this as, I don't want to divide them even if some of them are doing something that is wrong. So anyway, and this was in the nature of Moses. So the Quran tells the story that he is asked to go and he will meet a guide at the confluence of two rivers, and there will be a fish that will jump out, and that will be his sign. And that is where he will meet this guide who's going to explain things to him. And this character is who's called Khizer. Yeah? And he meets Khizer, and Moses says, I want to travel with you because I want to learn from you. And Khizer says, no. And when Moses insists, he says, okay, you can come with me, but you cannot question what I do. And it's a long story, but the things happen that Quran specifies, and they just don't look right to Moses, and he says, why did you do that? And Khizer will say to him, just go away, I told you not to question it. And when he does it after the third time, they're all very interesting stories. They're in the Quran as the things that happen. But you know, I don't want to spend the whole 2 hours on that story. It's a beautiful story. So when the third time he does it, Moses says, Khizer says, هَذَا فِرَاقٌ بَيْنِي وَبَيْنَكَ. This is a separation, definite separation between me and you, because you just can't be quiet, which was our agreement. And then he explains to him why he did what he did, and each one of them has a deeper meaning. And then they depart. So that's the story of Khizer in the Quran.
But didn't he enter into folklore too, into so many times?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.